Hey everybody. So I wanted to go over three key concepts or key terms for this chapter and explain, I guess, the difference between them and just give a good definition for each. Because it's pretty common for people to sort of, I don't know, I guess get them all mixed up. So the three terms are self-concept, self-esteem, and self-efficacy. And like I said, it's they overlap some, and so it's easy for people to sort of be confused about what they mean. So, like I said, the first term is self-concept, and what this means is how you see yourself or an understanding, your own personal understanding of who you are. Like some of the things that we include in this would be our self-image, where we fit within society or within our the groups that we're part of, um, all of those sorts of things. So, for example, I might identify myself as a husband or a father or as a college professor. These things are often kind of steered by our communities, our religious beliefs, the things our parents taught us growing up, our careers, and other attributes and other things that affect how we feel about who we are and how we see ourselves. So that's self-concept. The second one is self-esteem. And self-esteem means how we feel about ourself or how we evaluate those qualities that are part of our self-concept. So for example, I might see my self-concept would be as a college professor, and I could feel very proud of that, feel like that is an important job where I'm respected in my community and I make a difference in people's lives. But another person might be a community college professor, and let's say, for example, one of their parents was a really great, well-known professor from Harvard or something like that. And they might see being a community college professor as only being a community college professor and something to be ashamed of, even because they're not as great as this person they look up to. So just recognize that self-esteem, how it differs from self-concept, is two people could have the same self-concept, but feel very differently about that. Um, and so, another interesting thing about self-esteem is you have some things in your life, some areas of your self-concept that aren't super important to you and others that really are. So, for example, if somebody criticized your cooking skills, that may not bother you at all. Um, but if they criticized your athletic ability, it could really hurt your feelings and really cut you deep. And then that's different for everybody else. Someone else might be very hurt if someone criticized their cooking skills. So self-esteem is pretty individual, and it's just how we feel about our self-concept or how we, I guess, respect ourself and those points of our self-concept. And then the third is what's called self-efficacy. And self-efficacy is our belief in our ability to be successful at the things that we either need to do or want to do. Um, and this has a lot to do, again, with feedback we received in the past and our experience with things. And so, if we've been a good athlete our whole life and everybody's told us we're a good athlete and we've had positive feedback from athletic things and been successful in athletic things, then we may have a high level of self-efficacy as it relates to athletic things. Another person might be just the opposite and might be very nervous and have a low self-efficacy about their ability to successfully complete an athletic goal. And recognize that there's very few people who have high self-efficacy about everything, right? They might feel very confident in their ability to do something athletic, but feel much less confident in their ability to have good relationships or to be good with money or whatever that is. So again, the three terms, self-concept, self-esteem, and self-efficacy, they're all related to each other, but it's important to sort of know the difference too. Self-concept is how you see or your understanding of who you are. Self-esteem is how you evaluate those qualities about yourself. And then self-efficacy is your belief or your confidence in your ability to complete uh, the goals or the things you need to do. So I hope that's helpful. And as always, if you have questions, don't be afraid to reach out.